So Mr. Big are back together and their new album What If has just been released. I thought it'd be quite cool if we looked at one of the riffs from the new album. So what we're going to look at is the riff from Once Upon a Time. Now the first thing we're going to have to do is tune down a half step and then drop that to D. So what we have here is a kind of D flat, then an A flat, then a D flat, then a G flat, then a B flat, and then the C flat at the top. This is another one of these riffs. It's in a time signature of 7/4, so we've kind of looked at a few riffs like that before, but I'll recap on one of the ways you can count this. For this song, it feels like a count of 4 than a count of 3. So when you're counting it, it's like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. Okay? And the very first bar of this riff, before we get stuck into the main riff itself, which is kind of a 2-bar riff that's repeated, we have a pick scrape down the strings. Now timing wise, you've got a bar with the drums, so it's a full 7 beats with no guitar. Then you have 4 beats of rest, and then you do this pick scrape for the last 3 beats of that second bar. So what you have is really usual before. I'm just going to scrape the pick, edge of the pick down, just the thickest strings here, and then I end it with an open D string here, or D flat because we're half step down. That's really a kind of tee up for the riff. So the way to think about this is just to do the pick scrape. You know, you can do a little left hand slide down, whatever. Doesn't really matter as long as you've got that kind of slide. So what I'll do is take the riff and break it in each bar into the 4 beat part and the 3 beat part. Now the first bit sounds like this. Okay. Now what I'm doing there is I'm playing just open power chords. It's the bottom thickest strings. It's kind of D and A strings. Then what I'm going to do is take my first finger and slide into 5th fret there, and I'm barring across those 2 strings, the D and A strings there. Okay, so it goes. Then you play the open D strings again. Then I go to the 3rd fret with the first finger, and what I'm doing there, just putting a little bit of vibrato on there, so it kind of goes. And once I've done my 3rd fret with the first finger, I play the open strings again twice. So slowly that goes. Okay, so that's your first 4 beats. Next 3 beats sounds like this. So what I'm playing here is open A string. Then I play 3rd fret of that A string with the first finger. Play open A string again. And then I do 3, 4, 5 with the first, 2nd and 3rd fingers on that A string there. Kind of a little bluesy kind of idea there. So that slowly goes. So when you put it together with the first 4 beats, you go. Then what we have just before the end of that bar is play the open D string again. But that's, as I've said before, that's kind of like a tee up for the start of the riff again. Even though rhythmically it falls at the end of that first bar, it's really kind of the start of the riff again. It's just your half beat early. So that whole bar sounds like this. The second bar is almost the same as the first bar. The first 4 beats are exactly the same, so we do this. But then we have this little run. So what I'm doing here is I'm playing 3-0 in the A string with my first finger. Then I play 6, 5, 3 in this D string with the 4th, the 3rd and the first finger there. And then I play the open D string at the end. So that little run kind of goes. So the whole second bar sounds like this. So when you put the 2 bars together, this is what it sounds like. A little bit faster.